So welcome to those that have joined us already, all 6 of you that are online right now for this UAE Premiership semi-final clash between Dubai Exiles and Jebel Dragons. They've just gone back into the changing rooms now to change their shirts, and we'll be back on the pitch momentarily. Hopefully I'm loud and clear, so you can hear my dreadful tones for the next couple of hours. As I said, we're just waiting for the teams to exit the changing rooms. Game due to kick off in approximately 1 minute. Fantastic, Betty Davis, thank you very much for letting me know you can hear me, and to you also, Tinnis. How's the weather in Merseyside? Nice and chilly. Had about a 25-26 degree day today, maybe a 27. I think we're dropping to the dizzy heights of 20-21 for this evening's game. Good evening, Mr. Nell. Bit disappointed you're not up here watching. I'm taking the easy option. This is where you tell me that you are in some far distant land. Must be quite a team talk going on down there. They should be out by now. Durant Gerber making another appearance this evening. Justin Walsh not able to make today's game. Standard front row, Lucas Waddington, David Gairn and Peter Killian. Good to have Connor Kennedy back, missing last week's game against Hurricanes. Will be in the 15 jersey this evening. Dragons now finally exiting the changing room. Anthony Capp wearing the number 8 jersey this evening. And Exiles running on the pitch now. So Dubai Exiles wearing their black kit this evening, captained by Epele. Good crowd up here this afternoon watching from the clubhouse. The two Kruger brothers also both playing this evening for Dubai Exiles. There's a couple more names to mention yet. I'm just trying to work out who's out on the pitch right now. Matthew Mills, certainly on the field this afternoon. Brad Awaku in the 12 jersey. So Exiles to kick off proceedings. In the black strip playing Dragons in blue. So the high kick there from Durant Gerber kicks off the evening, just spilled out a hand there by Dragons, and a knock forward straight away. First opportunity for Corell Thomas, the Exiles scrum half, also with UAE caps, to put the ball into the scrum for Exiles. Exiles now off the back of the scrum, and a long pass out, didn't quite meet his man. Bit of confusion with the ball there, and again a few fumbles. Exiles knocking forward to give Dragons this time the scrum. Dragons now with the scrum. And a fantastic drive there, pushing the Dragons back, but the ball goes through the Dragons back line now. Great tackle from Exiles. As mentioned earlier, this is the UAE Premiership semi-final. Exiles still unbeaten in this 2021-2022 campaign. Dragons, I'm sure, will want to put their fire out and have one of their own. As Apelli now goes for the drive through the centre. Ball, Durant Gerber pushing it out wide to Brad. And it looked like the ball was going to be lost in the throw there, but Exiles managed to keep hold of it as they push it through the back line. But the linesman's flag is raised. So nice effort there from Exiles, pushing the ball through the back line, taking advantage of the guys out towards the wings. We know they got the speed there, and time again we've seen it all season, pushing the ball through to the back line is going to give the tries that the Exiles are looking for. No problem there, great line out from the Dragons, who look to kick it straight back. Connor Kennedy well placed to receive the ball. He goes for a high kick of his own. Great catch there from Dragons, no problem. But Exiles with the ball. Peter Killian there, I think. Oh, just fumbling the ball, picked up by Brad, but the original knock on, no advantage coming, so it'll be a scrum down Exiles ball. Dragons now with the ball. Great pick up off the floor. Pele. Lucas Waddington into Connor, who decides to step into the line. He's got a man to his right. And again, Exiles forced into touch from the Dragons' defence. Having a few clock issues at the moment for some reason. So I've just added 4 or 5 minutes played and hoping it gives us approximately where it should be. They keep stopping, so we have a clock malfunction. Dragons now on the attack. Try starting the clock from 8 minutes and see what happens. I might be a little bit ahead of myself there. And the big kick pushing Exiles back inside the 22. Dragons with the throw now, right to the back of the line. Exiles pack need to just get a shift on. And Dragons looking to get the ball out and through the middle. Stopped in their tracks, still with possession. Dragons now running into their own player, but he found his way through the middle, just being held up there by, it looked like a Pele. Exiles under pressure. And it looks like they've stolen the ball back at the last hurdle. Durant Gerber with a kick. Temporarily clearing Exiles off their try line. Oh, and the ball stolen in the pass to the Dragons winger, but the flag's out, it's gone into touch. Exiles with the throw, and I was going to say fumble by Matthew Mills, but yeah, definitely a knock on. Very unusual for Matthew to not quite get the grip around the ball. So Dragon scrum right on the Exiles 22. Another opportunity for Dragons to have a run at the Exiles defence, but we'll come back and do that again. Absolutely no wind of any nature up here at the Sevens Stadium on pitch 7 this evening. Nice and calm. And the dominance of the Exiles pack really showing and giving Dragons a lot of hassle early on in this game. And the boot of Durant Gerber kicking into touch, taking Dragons back inside their own half now. Exiles David Genn with the throw. This time tapped back by Matthew Mills to Durant Gerber. Skipped across to one of the Kruger boys. David Genn again thumping his way forward. Corral going left. David Genn yet again. Matthew Mills, Durant, Lucas Waddington now. And Durant looking for the ball out wide as he tries to skip his way through the remainder of the Dragons defence. Apele again thumping his way through the middle. And this play currently halted. Match official just having a chat with the Dragons. It's going to be a scrum down Exiles ball just inside the Dragons 22. Corral now gets it out to Brad, who just flicks it up. On Durant spilling the ball. Ball went backwards. Dragons told to repeat 10. Corral looks to take it quickly as he fires the ball out. One of the Kruger boys there. David Gairn. Been really solid on an attack in the last 5 minutes. Bradawaku just picking up a flighty ball. This time taking it to ground as Corral Thomas looks to shift it out. Exiles desperately trying to find their way through any gap through the Dragons' defence. Surely in the corner. And there go Exiles for 5. Could be one of the Kruger brothers. Can't quite see from here. My eyes don't work as well as they used to. Either way, Exiles with 5 on the board. So Exiles open up the scoring for this UAE Premiership semi-final up here at the Seven Stadium. Exiles with the boot now, looking for the extra 2. Right out on the side, just outside the 22. The kick's certainly big, but it has pulled just to the left of the posts. So Dragons now behind Exiles, who have 5 on the board. Dragons with the restart. And a deep field kick, comfortably collected to Matthew Mills now. Great defensive work from Dragons. Durant Gerber failing to make touch. Durant Gerber with another kick, and again failing to make touch. Dragons push the ball through the back line. And a call for a forward pass just inside the Exiles half, giving Exiles a scrum. Second row for Exiles this evening, Gareth Bacon and Shane. Really heavy pack out there this evening, and as we've seen earlier, causing the Dragons a few issues. Radowaku, the Kenyan international. On a few fumbles of late, getting that ball out through the back line. Exiles need to tidy that up. And Duran looking to kick the ball deep. Dragons deciding to run it out. Getting caught now inside the 22. Quick penalty. A few people questioning what happened there. Solid tackle from Exiles. And another solid tackle from Apele. Dragons with a chip. Awkward bounce, but favourable for Dragons. However, Exiles seem to have stolen the ball. Peter Killian. And Dragons winning a penalty, much to the delight of the travelling supporters. Noticeable absence of Stephen Ferguson, who is currently in Spain food tasting for his up-and-coming wedding. How he's changed. Stavo known as being quite a hard man. Clearly Dina has worked her magic on him and he's now soft as custard. And you heard it here first. Food tasting. Dragons looking dangerous as they did in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. Fantastic run. Oh, and he slips his man and he's on his way as he chips it through, and the whistle's already gone for absolutely superb work there from the Dragon player. Giving all kinds of hell to Exiles, and they've got to question themselves, how did they allow that to happen? Dragons looking dangerous on a number of occasions so far this evening. Certainly giving Jacques Bernardi, the Exiles coach, ammunition to have some strong words in the half-time talk. Dragons looking for an easy 3. Kick just to the right of centre of the posts. And the flags are up, so Dragons with their first points on the board. Exiles 5, Dragons 3. About 15 minutes left to play of the first half, providing I've got my clock correct. Durant Gerber with the restart. Lovely high hanging ball. And it bounces. Ball tapped back, picked up by Dragons, and he's thrown into the side of the field. Dragons not liking that at all. But they do win possession for a high tackle offence from Exiles. Lovely kick from Dragons there, just putting Exiles back inside their own half now. Again, Exiles defence really need to tighten up and be a little bit sharper. Oh, spoilt there by Exiles on the back of the line, and they recover the ball. Solid attacking run there. Exiles just bouncing off of Brad. And it looks like Dragons have recovered the ball and look to chip it forward. Another penalty given away cheaply by Exiles. Fantastic kick. Yet again putting Exiles under a bit of a pressure. Just outside their 22 now. Again, the ball goes to the back of the line. Exiles not quite working out the calls just yet. Dragons now with an opportunity to shift the ball through that back line. Same runner as before. And a long, long ball to nowhere. Stealing the ball in the process and then knocking forward. I'm sure this is going to come back for the knock-on. Scrum down. Dragons ball. Exiles seem to be struggling, especially the last 5 minutes. And as we've seen all season, with the times, with the game being tight in the first half, Exiles come out firing on all cylinders for the final 40. But this is a semi-final of the UAE Premiership. Exiles should be on the front foot straight away, and it does look like they haven't quite woken up yet. Dragons again. Ball being popped just inside and thrown in the air, but caught. Exiles really struggling to get his man on the ground, but they do. And Dragons recycling. Superb run there. With the infringements there, Exiles win the penalty. A little bit of breathing space now for Exiles. Off the foot, I'll say the experienced foot of Durant Gerber, as he looks to clear Exiles back into the Dragons' half. This time making touch. Exiles with the throw. And the ball finds its way into the hand of the Dragons. And straight back to Exiles. Lucas Waddington going for a trip. Exiles looking a bit untidy in the back line. Brad desperately calling for the ball to get out, winning a penalty in the process. The Dragons pathetically throwing the ball away. In a game where Dragons have everything to win and Exiles everything to lose. And again, the referee having a little word. Durant Gerber now. No problem. And this time the pressure on the Dragons' defence. Dragons' defence working hard this afternoon, keeping Exiles at a fiver, and comfortably taken by Matthew Mills. Corral gets the ball out to Lucas Waddington. Brad in support. Great defence from Dragons. Durant switching play to Brad. Brad sees a line, pops the ball out. Oh, well picked up there. Exiles edging closer to the line. Fantastic hands there from Connor Kennedy, rescuing the ball off the line. Lucas to Matthew Mills now. And a penalty. Corral, we know, likes to take these quickly. And a yellow card finally given to Dragons. Here's the chicken. So Dragons will find themselves at 14 players for the next 10 minutes. and it's going to be a scrum down. Exiles ball, maybe 10 metres off of the Dragons try line. And the match officials having a quick chat for something. Apologies if the screen at home's a little bit jumpy. I can see my indicator going red a few times. As we know, streaming from the top floor of the Sevens and the signal bouncing around isn't the best of things. Hopefully we'll get this sorted out for next season and get some decent Wi-Fi. Not totally sure what's going on at the moment. We can't hear them. Both teams getting ready to commit to the scrum. They've had enough of boring talk. They just want to get on with the game. Come on guys, you don't need to take 5 minutes to prove something in 30 seconds. Let's get this game moving. Finally, we can get back to a game that we want to watch, not chit-chat. Both teams given a few seconds to share whatever. Oh, that was nice, wasn't it? Right. Now let's get back to the task in hand. Grell Thomas. And there it is. Exiles plan another 5 on the board. A few minutes left to go before half time. All the guys running water onto the pitch, absolutely no idea why they're bothering because they've just had a water break. Taking Exiles tally to 10, still with a further 2 possibility. Gerber. looking for the extra 2. Certainly got enough welly behind it, but the flag stayed down. Looks like it went to the right of the posts. So Dragons will restart what's left of the second half. Sorry, the first half. Exiles 10, Dragons 3. As I said, we're there or thereabouts with the time on the clock. We had a bit of a clock failing at the beginning of the half, so we're kind of where we think we should be. But it's a great indication. Exiles looking to push the ball through the back line. And an absolutely fantastic kick there from the Exiles. Are they going to go for their third long throw to the back of the line out as the runner comes in? This time opting to take the short ball. Fumble keeps the ball in check though. Exiles bundled into touch. Jacques will absolutely not be happy with that when he'll be looking for the first 2 passes on the recovery of the ball going over the top. And again, cheaply giving the ball to Dragons and putting themselves under pressure now, just outside the 22. Picked up by Exiles. And it's a Pele. Radin support. Big hit there from Gareth Bacon. With the knock on. Giving possession straight back to Dragons. Gareth Bacon with what can only be described as tangerines on the end of his legs. Not to be missed this evening. Exiles defensive line getting ready. Duran, Alfie and the Kruger boys. Exiles convinced there that the ball was free and all to play for. Apparently not. And get pushed back further 10. Great kick from Dragons on the cusp of half time, pushing Exiles back to what little space is left between them and the try line. Opportunity for Dragons. Dragons on the attack. Plenty of people waited for it in the back line, decided to go through the middle at the posts. They want to get a try and a conversion here to bring the points level. And he breaks this man! Absolute catastrophe there for the Exiles defence, but full credit to Dragons for taking the ball straight through the middle. And just like what they wanted before the half-time break. To put the points level. Dragons now looking for the extra 2 to bring the game square. And the kick is good, flags raised. And that is the end of the first half of this UAE Premiership semi-final between Exiles and Dragons, both on 10 apiece. We will be back in 5 minutes.
Regret isn't like a wound that heals. Regret is a tattoo, a permanent scar. Regret is having an idea for a business that consumes you, stops you from falling asleep, an idea that you believe will shake up the world's most exciting market, an idea that must happen now. And then choosing the wrong people to make it happen. There's a reason 14,000 businesses have chosen Virtue Zone to bring their business ideas to life. Virtue Zone are the UAE's company formation specialists. Licenses, visas, banking, Virtue Zone does it all. They know the game. They've built the networks. They've been copied relentlessly. But they're still number one. Discover why. Virtue Zone. Business setup with no regrets. vz.ae.
To everyone who only sees the worst, we say, look closer. Open your eyes to all that's good. 80 years of keeping people safe has sharpened our eyes to see more than most. And when we're protecting people, premises, and property, our experience helps us spot what others miss. Potential, positivity, progress. That's what we protect today, and it's how we protect tomorrow. Because we see what really matters. We see who we really help. We see how life can be when the world feels secure. Securitas. See a different world.
Well, welcome back to the second half for this UAE Premiership semi-final between Dubai Exiles and Jebel Ali Dragons. 10 points apiece, and I'm sure some stern words from Jacques Bernardi to the Exile boys over the half-time. Exiles haven't found themselves in this position all season. Dragons with the kick. In the first half, Exiles creating their own pressure. And again with the knock on there. Giving possession straight back to Dragons just inside their own 22. Welcome, Mr. Trevor Bacon. Lovely to have you online with us, watching your son Gareth this evening. Oh, what a ball! Dragons really pile on the pressure as the ball went loose and picked up, and there they go across the line. Exiles wondering what has gone wrong here. I can tell you what's gone wrong. They haven't turned up yet. Dragons now taking charge of proceedings with their 15 points to Exiles 10 and an opportunity for a further 2. Flags raised, Dragons take the lead by 7. And straight away, within the first 2 minutes of the second half, Dragons crossing the Exiles line. Exiles need to change something because it's not working. And the knock-on coming from Exiles, giving Dragons another scrum. Dragons now just about to break the Exiles 22 with a great ball out to the edge of the mark. Manages to slip two of the Exiles players, and Dragons another 5 points on the board. Dragons surely must be thinking, can they be the team to end the Dubai Exiles unbeaten two-year run? And the flags on this occasion stay down. Dragons 22, Exiles 10. As the ball bounces into touch. Taken by Matt Mills. Durant Gerber, Radawaku, trying to dance his way through. Apele, oh, well held there by Peter Killian. Dave again, really pumping his way through, but taken into touch. Dragons with a throw just outside the 22. No problem off the top. Big kick. Covered there by Conor Kennedy. We know he likes to run, but the Dragons' defence giving him absolutely no room this afternoon, and straight away giving another penalty away. Exiles not used to finding themselves in this position. 22-10. And another great kick from Dragons, putting Exiles under pressure. And the ball going straight to the back. Karel Thomas now to Bradawaku. Running straight into the Dragons defence, but the ball's being shifted. Pushing Dragons back. Just manages to... Oh, and another schoolboy error. Absolute schoolboy error there, and Exiles really being schooled right now by the Dragons. Dragons with the scrum. And it looks like it was a knock-on. Exiles now with the scrum. Look for the reset. I think I'm just going to stay quiet. As much as it's about Exiles doing everything wrong right now, it's also about Dragons doing everything right. And again, the boot of Durant Gerber buying Exiles a little bit of breathing space. Looks like Gareth Bacon is being retired from the game. And Apele now. Possibly Taz as the replacement. Something tells me he should have kept hold of that ball. But it's certainly put a little bit of pressure back onto the Dragons' defence. Durant Gerber now to Apele. Apele will want to try and steamroll his way through. He still had a man to his left but decided to go it alone. Finally being brought to ground by the Dragons' defence. Peter Killian. Matthew Mills. Durant.
Good.
And is it time for Exiles to break the line? Yeah. There it is!
Dragons the boost.
Finally, Exiles, as you can hear from the frustrated cheers of the Exiles audience this afternoon, through the hands of Connor Kennedy, just picking the ball up at the last minute, finally crossing the whitewash. It does look like a few of the Dragons players are down as well. Some magic sponge and new fingernail treatment. Durant Gerber now queuing up for the two. And they certainly got the hoof. And the flags are raised. Fantastic kick there from the foot of Durant Gerber.
Go Exiles.
(22-17) to Dragons. 16 minutes played of this second half. UAE Premiership semi-final up here at the Sevens this evening. There is a bit of an injury still being attended to in the corner of the Dragons paddock. So we'll just have a few extra minutes rest. The time is off. Like a replacement now for Dragons as an injury comes off the field. Dragons now to restart. Exiles need to claw back a deficit of 5. All to play for. Peter Killian this time with safe hands. Corral gets the ball out. And a bit of passion being shown by Exiles now. Losing the ball in the process, picked up by Dragons. Much tighter work from the Exiles defence, and really need to keep this up as they overload the ball. Exiles winning the ball in the process. Finally, this is better from Exiles. Still not enough, plenty of work to do. Kick, no problem finding touch, and as we mentioned earlier, Exiles have not found themselves in this position where in the second half they've been behind for 2 years in all competitions. David again, Exiles number 2 with the throw. Comfortably taken by Matt as he looks for the pop. Corral looks to dance inside and go through the middle. Radawaku. Dragons with some fantastic defensive effort. And still the ball in the process. Not quite sure what I was following there. What happened there? Anyway, the whistle has gone. But it looks like it's going to be a Exiles scrum for something. So the clock is off. Exile scrum. Taken by Durant. Radawaku was lining up for that. Matthew Mills spills over in support, but the ball comes back the other way. Lucas Waddington now. Matthew Mills breaking the Dragons 22. Durant again decides to try and go through the middle, gains an extra few yards. Krell switching it to left, gives the ball to Brad. Brad looks to dance through, but again the Dragons defence just spoiling the move. But this time they got two on the outside, the ball looked quite flat there as he breaks through, and there it is! Exiles crossing the line, finally! Can anyone tell me who the scorer was? Because I have absolutely no idea who that is. Possibly Anthony Capp. But it was an Exiles try. And that try bringing the scores to 22 apiece. And an opportunity now for Durant to kick for two. There's certainly plenty of welly, but the ball just falling to the left. So with 23 minutes played of the second half in this semi-final of the UAE Premiership, Exiles 22, Dragons 22, 23 minutes played. Look at that, my parents have flown out from the UK, from the not so sunny Lincolnshire, to come and see this evening's game. Not 100% the truth, they were here on holiday, but they've come to watch. So I'm going to give a shout out to my mum and dad, Mo and Bob. And Exiles, Durant Gerber trying to spin his way through. Fantastic defensive effort there again from Dragons. Defence has been superb all game. And there's a whistle. And the ball being knocked forward, gifting Dragons a scrum down just outside the Exiles 22. Dragon scrum. He's got options both left and right. Great tackle from Exiles. Matthew Mills ending that one. Referee being taken out. Always great to see. Oh, what a dance. Dragons now putting the Exiles defence under pressure once more. But ends it just as well as it started. Holding on to the ball. And again some light relief as Durant Gerber looks to kick the ball further upfield. That's a flat ball. Doesn't look like it's going to quite make it. It doesn't. Well picked up there by Dragons. Another opportunity for Durant to kick the ball to touch. Well, he does dress. Durant does dress to the left, so should be an easy kick.
Oh, cheap joke, but good one.
I know. Hey, it's the end of the season. Anyway, Exiles pushing Dragons back to inside their own half. I'm going to get fired, aren't I?
Go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. On the ball off the back of the scrum is collected, and a bit of a chip there. Who was that? Was that Cappy again? My mother has come to take a photograph of me with a phone that she doesn't know how to use. And the kick taking Exiles now back into their own half. Be careful what you're doing, Mother. You're now live on TV. Exiles now. Durant Gerber. Oh, and he's broken his man. He's got man to his right. He's Brad in support. Great defensive effort there from Dragons, but the Exiles attack her up so quickly there as the ball goes out to the wide. Exiles still with the ball, and Corral look for a cheeky run through. And the ball being retreated. Exiles penalty. Durant picking the ball up. He wants all the glory for himself just because it's his birthday. The Durant birthday means an attempt at 3. If he misses this, we'll never let him live it down. Ten minutes left to play. 22-22, Durant Gerber penalty. It's either going to be a big cheer or a big abusive language session aimed at Du. And it's good. Durant Gerber with the 3 takes Exiles up to the magical 25. Exiles 25, Dragons 22. 10 minutes left to play of this UAE Premiership semi-final up here at the Seven Stadium. Oh, that was a bit of a cheeky high tackle. Never given by the UAE match official. We're not allowed to criticise them on TV because it's naughty, so we won't. But Durant going for the kick instead. Dragons now on the prowl. And he's absolutely got some flight in his feet there. Again, Exiles winning the penalty in an absolute turnaround where Exiles seem to be giving all the penalties away towards the end of the first half, and certainly the beginning of the second. Exiles winning the penalties. The pressure really is on the Dragons right now. Everything to win for the Dragons and everything to lose for the Exiles. And the winner of this game going into the UAE Premiership final, and that other semi-final being played between Tigers and Harlequins. No problem finding touch. And Apelli now. Apelli goes for another one of these runs. He's got Brad in support as he did before. The reset now coming inside the Dragons 22 as Exiles look to push the ball wide. Has he got enough to get around the edge of the park? What's going on with my voice? Who cares? Matthew Mills. Carell shipping the ball to Do. Shipping the ball out again to Connor. Connor just being held. Great support play, and Dragons really fighting on the try line, and great defensive effort. But like all good things, it came to an end as we bring the ball back. It's like a walk of the Green Mile. You'd think that they want to pick this up quickly and get the points on the board. An absolute sensible decision made there by the captain Apelli to kick the points. And that will take Exiles at least 1 point ahead should Dragons be able to score a further try and conversion, with just over 5 minutes left to play. And you can tell now that this is a semi-final. Crowd is still growing with 5 minutes left to play. Durant Gerber now with his Pumas. And the flags are up. There it is. 3 points, Durant Gerber. And clearly, I can't count because that hasn't taken us beyond the try and conversion. That's my English that's failed, it's my maths that's failed. My parents must be so proud. Exiles recover the ball. Apelli. Dragons with the time to set the back line. Oh, this is not looking good, but he just fluffs up the bus. Right in front of their home crowd. Three minutes left to play. David Gann throw-in. Exiles 28, Dragons 22. Picked up comfortably by Matthew Mills to Corral Thomas. Now in the hands of Brad Owaku, the Kenyan international. Durant going for the kick once more. No problem, picked up by the Dragons fullback, but tackled straight away. Exiles putting the pressure on. Worst fake kick you've ever seen. Dragons now on the prowl as they look to put the ball out wide, and his own player putting it into touch, and again further respite for the Exiles defence. Just out of the reach of Matthew Mills and picked up off the back and the quick chip through. Exiles need to be careful not to be caught off guard defensively here. Dragons winning the penalty, taken quickly. Exiles need to reform very, very quickly right now as they hold Dragons back inside the 22. And win a penalty. And is it a case of cracks starting to show for Dragons? Still plenty to play for. And Durant is going to play for the corner. Confidence a little higher for Exiles right now. Matthew Mills with the ball. And it's Apele. Apele trying to crash his way through the middle. And the ball's down! There it is! Exiles in the dying minute of this semi-final game. Finally, the possibility of putting the game out of reach for the Dragons. I'd love to give you the name of the scorer. I can't, because I have absolutely no idea who it was.
Never in doubt.
It was the man in black. Now, eight. So Anthony Capp, the scorer of that last try. And just because it's his birthday, he wants another two. Durant Gerber in his banana skin Puma boots. Nails it, absolutely smashes it, and that is the end of the game. And the UAE Premiership semi-final up here at the Seven Stadium this evening. Exiles 35, Dragons 22 in a game that could have gone either way. Exiles really not having a great first half or first 10 minutes of the second. Suddenly, from somewhere, pulling it out of the bag. It was everything for Exiles to lose, and they come back fighting, taking 35 points to Dragons 22. So Exiles will proceed to the final, and that will be the winner of either Harlequins or Tigers. Exiles maintaining their unbeaten record. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. Great to have you with us, and we look forward to the final, and we hope to see you online once more. Thank you, Betty Davis. Thank you, Mr. Bacon Senior. And everybody else that's joined us this evening to watch this game unfold. Congratulations to Dubai Exiles. Well played to Dragons. They certainly put up a fight, and as I said, a game that could have gone either way. Well, as I say, all good things have to come to an end, as does this stream. Thank you very much, and we will see you soon.